All right, thank you, Kev. It would have been the second sweep in 3 years for the Mavs, but they said this season is not ending on our floor in a sweep. They stay alive, beating the Rockets 121-109. Highlights of all 4 games today and the analysis of Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck.
First installment of Go Fishing!
We've got some teams that have to go. And it's all coming up on Inside. Uh-oh, did I miss that one?
Yeah.
12:01.
12:02.
Dog my cats. Anyway,
How
what
long
does
this
that
show
mean?
anyway? What does dog my cats
As
mean?
long as we want it to be. It can mean anything you want it to mean. Inside the NBA is presented by Kia. Ernie Johnson. Don't push the button. Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jets.
I'm excited tonight. This is our first sessions of Gone Fishing. That's what it's going to feel like, paper. Yeah.
Monday. The night starts on NBA TV at 7. Hawks and Nets, Brooklyn trying to tie that series. Here on TNT, 8 o'clock. Bucks and Bulls. Bulls trying to clinch. Grizzlies and Blazers as Memphis goes for the sweep. See if Portland can do what the Mavs did tonight.
It's going to be interesting without Mike Conley.
Is there hope if you're Dallas?
Yeah, I think there's hope for Dallas because, number one, the Rockets don't put fear in your heart. You know you're going to get any shot that you want. They're going to shoot threes. You're going to get any – Ernie, they scored 128 points last game and lost. So they know that Dallas, Houston's not going to stop them. So it's going to come down to who can score the most. I know that sounds silly, but it's going to be who's going to score the most.
You laughed when Shaq said it earlier.
Yeah, but I'm saying it clearly. You're asking about Toronto, though. But I'm saying, Kenny talked about it. Neither one of these teams are good defensively. And you're going to get a.
Well, I mean, if you look at the analytics on it, Chuck, Houston's top 10.
Top 10 what?
Defense.
That's Ernie.
Defensive efficiency. They are.
Well, that's
telling you.
Ernie.
Did that look like the top 10 team tonight?
They gave 128 points last game, Ernie.
128.
And they scored 130 anyway.
Yeah,
but I know.
But you give up 128.
You
You gave up 121 in the tonight. I mean, you're not a top 10 defensive team. I've never heard of a top 10 defensive team giving up that amount.
I know.
What they do is Dwight Howard's the last line of defense. Yes, but also they're very good in the half court because James Harden will take 10 seconds to make a move at times. But he is efficient at it, kind of what Carmelo Anthony used to do. But he maybe not as efficient as James Harden has been this year at using the shot clock. So that will keep the score down, but they don't play D.
Jeremy, you telling me Rick Carlisle? That's what happens when you get fined 25 large after game 3.
25,000.
I think the NBA go overboard on these fines sometimes.
You need to get fined in here sometime.
Why you want coaches ripping on refs all the time? They're trying to limit that somewhat.
You can criticize refs, but just say, hey, I'm gonna take $25,000. That's a lot of money.
Goes to charity.
Yeah, that's not the point. Yeah, it's not your money though. It's easy to give away other people's money.
Yeah, I think it does compromise the integrity of the game when the people or the participants get on the refs at times to that degree, to the degree that he went. However, $25,000 is a lot of money, Ernie.
Well, and everybody always
telling me, I know.
I love all these guys. You hear all these fans talk about, well, these guys make a lot of money. They always wanted to give away other people's money. Come on, man. You just can't say, hey, give me $25,000. I know it's going to charity.
What do you think?
Well, I think this game, Dallas came out. They played with a lot of effort, played with a lot of energy. They played desperate, and I think Houston just took them lightly. Game really means nothing except the point that for Dallas, we didn't get swept. I think Houston, they're going to go back. They're going to sleep in their beds. They're going to go through their routine. Their fans are going to be there, and they're going to blow them out by 15, 20. Dallas is done. However, if Dallas can win the game, and it's a big, however, but this happens. Houston was up 3-0, probably got a little bit too comfortable, let one slip away.
So which is it? They're going to go blow them out?
No, yeah, they're going to go. They're going to go. It's going to be an emotional game. Houston fans are going to be just as pumped up as the Dallas fans were. And the shots that wasn't falling for all those guys today, they will be falling in Houston. Series over.
When we come back,
I was wondering who he going to sit.
Easily the most compelling first-round series has featured the Clippers, who earned the number 3 spot in the West, but drew the reigning champion Spurs. The Clippers dominated Game 1. The Spurs prevailed in overtime in Game 2 and then came home and blew out the Clips in Game 3. So would Game 4 bring us a deadlock series or put the Spurs a win away from the conference semifinals? Next stop, AT&T Center for Game 4.
Well, you just got to try to make it tough for him. He's very, very tricky with the ball. He can shoot inside and outside. I'd rather him shoot the jumper than, put it between his legs and, go through the hole. But, he can be stopped. Another idea is, to put length on him. I think, Kawhi Leonard can, slow him down a little bit.
You guys have a difference of opinion on how this series shakes out. You still say San Antonio. It's now a best of 3 with 2 games in L.A. State your case for the Spurs and then you with the Clips.
I'm not sure if your backcourt's going to give you 82 points again between Crawford, Paul, Austin Rivers, and J.J. Redick. I just don't know if that could happen again. The only thing I say, I feel, even though they're older, everyone would say, well, as the series goes on, as they get older, it's actually worse for them. I think that's better. I think you have to knock the Spurs out early, be up 3-1. Just my opinion. I think that's how it has to go. I think as it goes on, the game gets slower. And it gets slower. There's less dunks. There's more possession. There's more mental possessions. And so what happens is that's what they're great at. They're great at mental possessions. That's why they're the champs. That's why they've been in the NBA Finals the last 2 years, because they play mental possession. The longer the series goes on, the more you have to slow down, and that helps them.
The Clippers have outplayed them 3 out of 4 games. They blew Game 2. Well,
San Antonio had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter in Game 2.
And the Clippers came back and had a 2-point lead with possession with 10 seconds to go and then turn it over.
Couldn't you look at San Antonio and say, hey, if they take care of business?
No, everybody gets a run here or there, but the Clippers blew Game 2.
How you look at it?
That's true, but the Clippers outplayed them 3 out of 4 games. I think that if you look at it, I think they're going to win. They just got to get a little bit from J.J. Redick and Matt Barnes, because they have to double Blake. Tony Parker, the way they're playing that pick and roll, he's going to get a good shot or get a wide open shot for somebody every single time. And I think San Antonio's only going to win. They won one game they were going to win in L.A., and they're not going to win another game. And I still like the Clippers.
They're not going to win another game?
Another game in L.A.
But so you see it going 7?
I think.
Would you want to play the San Antonio?
I don't even care about that.
Listen,
I just think, I'm not going to change my pick. I respect everything the Spurs have done, but I just think this year, this is not their time. I think that last game of the regular season when they went from 2 to 6 was really a big deal. And I do disagree with you. I think the longer this series goes, I think Blake and DeAndre are going to have a big advantage inside. And I think the NBA did not do them any favors playing these games so quickly together. The Spurs have earned enough respect not to have to play Thursday. We had them Wednesday, Friday, Sunday afternoon. Now it's Tuesday, Thursday. I think that's going to be a quick turnaround for Tim. It's going to be a big turnaround for Tim as these games keep going. Because, he's remarkable at 39, whatever he is.
Yeah, 22 and 14 today. He didn't look bad.
But everybody goes every other day now. I mean, when it starts, you might get an extra day. But now everybody's
saying the different one. He's got the bang with DeAndre and Blake. I think they're going to have the advantage going forward.
That's engineered to amaze. And for more, head to NBA.com/playoff adjustments. Up next, knockdown, drag-out Game 4 in Boston. This Kevin Love situation and this J.R. Smith situation.
First of all, let me say this one thing about the Cavaliers.
You said earlier you thought he was going to get 10 games. You think?
Because he's a repeat offender.
Yeah, but do you really think he's going to get a 10-game suspension?
I think he's going to get 5 at least. Ernie, that's the second time. You just showed the other play.
Showed the thing from a couple of years ago.
You can't just go around hitting people in the face.
And he got a 10-game suspension back in 2006. Remember Denver and New York had a big brawl at the Garden in New York, and he got a 10-game suspension in that one.
But what did he get for last time?
1 game.
Okay, he got
1 game for the Jason Terry hit.
I think he deserves 5 games for that dude. That kid's knee. It was like you're watching a boxing match when somebody get knocked out, their body just collapses. Your knee doesn't collapse like that.
Did Olynyk do that on purpose?
Did he tangle him up on purpose? Yes. Did he try to dislocate his shoulder? No. Was it a dirty play? No, it's not a dirty play.
He's holding on to me. I'm gonna hold on and see if I can get the ball. If I can get the ball without the referee seeing, because he's already locked in. You see that a lot of times on big guys. Once they put their arm underneath, they lock in and they won't let you go if they don't want you to, because they're trying to get the basketball.
Yeah, Otis Thorpe used to do that.
Oh, all the time.
Let's go back and look at it one more time. Charles, you take me through it too. I mean, if you're battling for a rebound.
But let me say that if these guys going to be throwing words around like Bush League, what J.R. Smith and Kendrick Perkins did was Bush League. You can't, because one of your best players got hurt. It's unfortunate. But you can't be throwing the words around like Bush League after one of your guys just clocked somebody and one guy just almost decapitated another guy.
I wonder if any of that goes back to Jay Crowder saying nobody on that team is intimidating. I wonder if any of that goes.
Even if it does,
back.
like
I know.
My point is just like
good point, Ernie. Good
I'm
point,
not saying
Ernie.
that it does.
No, but listen to
I'm
this.
just saying sometimes.
Yeah, because they want to send him that's what it was from. It was like you want to send him a message, but they still played hard. It wasn't like Celtics didn't play hard. They still had a chance. Even down when they were down, they got to cut it to 6. With about a minute to go, and then they were like, we're still trying to fight, to win this game. To me, as a guard, when I was 170 pounds soaking wet at the time.
That was a long time ago.
No, when I played in the NBA, 170,
messing with
soaking wet.
170.
Soaking wet. If a guy hit me hard, I wasn't nervous to shoot again. It didn't make me nervous to shoot.
Yeah, right.
Why would I be nervous to shoot the basketball again?
If I fire you right now, you're not going to come back in there twice.
Why
I guarantee you. Oh, you want to try it right now?
Why wouldn't I?
You want to try it right now?
Why wouldn't I?
No way.
Let me make this one point.
Why wouldn't I, though?
You wouldn't.
Let me make this one point.
Yeah, because you know why? Because of that right there. That's why. That's why.
But I would come back. We're playing basketball. I'm not afraid of anybody on a basketball court.
Yeah, but a lot of guys don't like that
boxing,
contact. A lot of guys don't like that physical contact.
Have you ever shied away for contact because you got fouled?
And
have you ever shied away
against the Detroit Pistons bad boys, and those were they were some dirty dogs.
Because you're worried about Akeem Olajuwon, and you worried about me coming through the lane. I'm a disher to Akeem. I see you coming. Yeah. And he's going to dunk it, and you're going to be mad. You're not going to let Akeem dunk.
But if you're killing us, hold on, Chuck. Okay. But if you're killing us, I got to touch you up a few times. So when you do,
and I do believe Shaq is right, but you're not.
But you're not afraid
most
because you
players
got
are not going to keep. They're going to keep coming down lane.
If you don't like that contact, you're not coming.
No,
last
thing.
I just want to make this one point.
You get touched up to wake a guy up, to get him out the zone. You don't touch him up because he's scared. It's like he's in a zone and you touch him up and it's like, yo, you're on earth. Remember, you're shooting the ball too well. That's the way I think.
I want to say this one thing about, I'm a guy who believes in cheap shots.
Cheap shots?
I want to make sure I clean this up right.
It's part of the game.
I believe Kevin Johnson, when he played in Phoenix and I played in Philly, he was killing us one night. He scored like 26 the first half. He had like 36 after 3 quarters. And I told either Johnny Dawkins or Herschel Hawkins, I said, let him come down the lane. And I tried to break his ribs. I did. I tried to hit him hard just to wake him up a little bit.
Touch him up?
Let it touch him up. Okay.
That falls under
but let me say this.
Did he come back?
Yeah, he come, but great pleasure. But you want to let him know. You want to give him something else to think about.
But he had to wake up.
Yeah. But let me say this one thing about the Kendrick Perkins and J.R. Smith thing. I believe that I can hit you anywhere down here, and that's fair game. You cross a line where you start hitting people in their head and things. That's the problem I had with the Kendrick Perkins thing and the J.R. Smith thing. I think it's important to physically, like if a guy, like in baseball, if a guy's crowding the plate, I think you have the right to get him off the plate. But you can't throw at his head. But in basketball, the thing that concerned me about those 2 Cleveland plays, man, you got to be careful with people's heads. If he hit Jay Crowder the right way under his chin and take his neck back, he can hurt his neck.
Exactly. Before we go to break, let's put the Celtics season to bed. And you heard Brad Stevens talking about their year, and they make the playoffs. Obviously, you get swept. You don't have a lead in the second half in the series. And here are your key free agents: Brandon Bass, Jay Crowder, who's restricted, Jerebko, a couple of first-round picks, one from the Clips, and
got a bright future.
Yeah, I think.
I think that the next year they got 3 number 1 picks. They got 2 this year.
I don't know.
19.
When you won the division, they got swept.
Yeah, also went to the finals 6 times too. Anything else?
So your Wizards hitting their stride at the right time.
You know, Ernie, this is a team, you know, after last year in the playoffs, they won in the first round, and then they didn't play in the second round. And they're playing fantastic again this year in the first round. This is a team we expected all season. They got a dynamite backcourt. They got Nene and Gortat down low. Paul Pierce brings veteran experience. But the key is the two guards. They make everything go. Like I said, they're behind Thompson and Curry as the second best backcourt in the NBA. And when they get it going, I guess the biggest reason they've been inconsistent is Bradley Beal's been injured all year. But if those two guards play well and they get anything from those big guys and some spot stuff from here from Paul Pierce, it's going to be a tough matchup for whoever they play in the second round.
John Wall, 50 assists in that 4-game sweep. Hey, the Monday schedule is. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. I'm sorry. The Toronto Raptors season is over, as we just pointed out. Franchise record 49 wins, but an extremely disappointing way to end the season with a sweep when you got home court. Lou Williams is a free agent, Amir Johnson, Tyler Hansbrough. So what are you doing right now, Kenny, if you're Toronto?
Oh, in terms of your next year?
Yeah.
Well, they have to decide if Lou Williams, being a sixth man of the year, will have that kind of energy off the bench again. I think overall, DeMar DeRozan's injury, when that happened early in the season, that was a big blow to them that messed up their continuity. A post player that you can consistently go to. And I think that perimeter offense is probably a little bit dated now. So I would look for some inside play.
They need a big guy down low to go with Valanciunas to give them consistent low post scoring, and they got to improve their bench. It's a great drop off on their bench. They need to improve their bench.
Yeah, Lou Williams is good, but
but that's it.
Yeah.
But the main thing, they need another big guy.
I agree with both guys, but they also need to learn how to maintain focus because, they started off, the first part of the year before the All-Star break, and we were talking about them, singing their praises. And then something happened after the All-Star break. We don't want to know what happened. I'm not going to say it was because of the injury.
So I hosed the guys upstairs by skipping the Raptors and going to the promo. Then they hosed me back by going to the promo while we talked about the Raptors. So now we're on the same page, and here's tomorrow's schedule. Hawks and Nets, NBA TV. TNT, Bucks and Bulls, and then the Grizzlies and the Blazers. And for the latest on Mike Conley's injury, here's Lewis Johnson. All right, thank you very much, Lewis Johnson. It's that time. We're gonna take a break, and then with these teams being eliminated, it is time for Kenny's Gone Fishing when we come back.
Y'all might not see me All-Star Weekend next year. So me and the mayor going to be getting it on.
How's that going to
Promise?
differ? How's that going to differ from other All-Star weekends, Charles?
It's the same, isn't it, right?
Promise?
Cross the lines, Kenny.
Come on,
So-
you don't cross the line.
So that's a wrap for Inside. It's presented by Kia for Shaq and Kenny and for Charles. This is Ernie Johnson. Monday night, we're back at you. Another playoff double dip right here on TNT. That is an actual fish, I'm told.
Oh, catch him, baby. Catch him. Catch him.
I got me one.